So we have the Mercedes 450 SEL 6.9, which was the biggest version you could buy with the V8 and the most expensive one as well. So the S-Class was very expensive. You could buy a house for that. They were very cheap for a long time and now they are again very expensive. And back in the day it was not the most expensive car you could buy. I think the Rolls-Royce and the Mercedes 600 was still a bit more expensive. This car really put the S-Class on the map, being very powerful and very comfortable. So this week we have a Mercedes S-Class, the S-Class in fact. And for all the Mercedes we did from the past, they all were in very bad shape. They all had very big rust problems. So I'm really interested how this car would look like if we have the same problems with all the other Mercedes in this case as well. So let's check that out. So we are going to completely detail the car and we're going to start here with the engine bay. We're going to dry ice clean the engine and the engine bay around it. And this is actually quite funny. The engine is not a 6.9 liter that says the back. It is actually a 6.8 only. And I guess the marketing Mercedes department call it the 6.9. And then you can maybe ask, why not make it then the 7 liter V8? But I think that is already happening, because if you put a 6.9, the people always want to say a bit more than they actually have, and they tell everyone, I have a 7 liter V8. So then Mercedes, I guess, put 6.9, then they are not too far from the truth. So that is, in my opinion, the strategy maybe behind the 6.9, which is actually 6.8. With 286 brake horsepower and a lot of torque. And that's actually what you notice quite a lot when you drive it. It has a lot of torque. And that's something you notice quite quickly. The torque is really there from the beginning and you really notice that very, very good. And it drives absolutely amazing, and it's also not slow. It is actually, in fact, pretty fast for such a big car from the 70s. So with dry ice we can clean all the edges really amazing. We don't have to take everything apart, and that is the amazing part of dry ice cleaning. Although you see here that we remove a bit of white layer, that is the old wax from factory, and you can actually say that's the whole reason why this car still is in this condition. Because of that wax, it really protected the car pretty nice, and therefore we're also going to replace the wax. We're going to put a new better wax back on, and that is something that most people that dry ice clean an engine bay or a complete car forget, because the wax is the most important part to put back on, because we want to have the same condition in 20 years as well. So therefore putting wax back in this engine bay is very, very important in my opinion. So we finished the engine bay with dry ice, and now we're going to clean it by hand with chemicals and brushes and whatnot to make it even more perfect than it already is. And then at the end we're going to put the wax back on. We actually also do not do just dry ice cleaning jobs. We actually never do that, because with dry ice cleaning you can't get everything off. It is impossible to get an engine bay to the level we want with only dry ice cleaning. And sometimes you maybe see videos online where you can, and sometimes you actually can, but in most cases you can't. And therefore, we never do only dry ice cleaning. You always have to come in by hand with chemicals or other things to make it look just a little bit better. So with dry ice cleaning, you can do a lot, but you can't do everything. And that is something to notice, and we come back to that. And I want to get later on, because we have to do next week a BMW engine bay as well, maybe deeper into that subject as well. But here we're gonna now finish this engine bay, make it absolutely amazing. One other interesting fact is that this engine is an M100 engine, and that started its life in the Mercedes 600 as a 6.3 liter V8, and now they made it a little bit bigger and made it to 6.8. It has a dry sump system, so the oil is not collecting in below the engine, but it is actually collecting in a big tank and then it's circled around. But these tanks tend to rust also quite often with this car, so that is something to check out if you're going to buy something like this. So guys, now it is time for paint correction. The car is completely painted before, only the top of the car is still original paint, but also very etched in because of a lot of dirt, I think. So we're going to sand down the whole paint with 3000 grit and then completely polish it. And then hopefully the metallic on this beautiful brown color pops a lot more than it is now. So let's start. It will be a lot of work, but we're going to do that 3000 grit and then we're going to polish the complete paint. So let's go. So I'm just cleaning the interior and it's absolutely cool. I'm really in love with this velours beige interior seats. They are so soft and so cozy looking and feeling. It's just, I really fall in love with these cloth seats. You could also choose the leather seats as an option, but I would definitely go for these cloth seats. And something I also found, which is to me very funny, I did not expect it with a car like this, is that when I was cleaning the door cards, I actually found that the door cards are from plastic with a kind of structure in it. But the coolest thing is that they have actually made fake leather stitching in it. That's the dumbest thing I ever saw. Especially for the car this expensive, you could actually put real leather in it. I'm not sure if it is actually true that Mercedes made a lot of money with this car and therefore they probably wanted to make as much money as possible. So this is a bit strange, but very funny to see. Not only these cloth seats made this car very comfortable, also the self-leveling suspension, which was an hydraulic system, the same as Rolls-Royce used and also Citroën. And it is actually always leveling. When you drive, you feel it going up and down a little bit, and it's quite strange, but it's very, very comfortable. And it's also part of why this car drives so amazing. So this S-Class is a Type V116 and they are known for rusting quite heavily. In fact, all old Mercedeses, they are known for rust. Their engine are absolutely amazing, but from bodywork, they all rust. All the older Mercedes models we all have to weld. They have all holes in it, not only one, just multiple holes we have to weld. But this one is different, because I did not see a single hole and a single spot that was welded. Until now, I have to say, I didn't look it completely over. In the spots they normally rust, this one is still absolutely amazing. And I just also found out why that is. Because this car is actually from Spain. And that is probably the reason why this car is still in this amazing condition. If it was from around here, from the Netherlands or Germany or some other country around us, it was probably welded on multiple spots already. So therefore look for a car from Spain. Then you have an absolutely amazing bodywork, which we nearly can't reproduce with welding. It is possible, but then it gets very, very expensive. So then we have a very fast and very comfortable car. But there's some more fact to this S-Class, and that is, in these years they started really investing in safety. So safety was a very important thing for Mercedes making this S-Class. For example, the fuel bag was higher up, further to the back. They had a lot of safety features back then. I believe ABS was even an option. A lot of things came out and put in this car. So safety was really a focus as for Mercedes as well. So if you want a very highly collectible car, I believe they only made 7,300 cars, I believe, so not that much. And mostly the engines did survive the bodywork. So if it did survive, they are probably welded on 1 million spots. If you found a really good one, you really should not think too long about it. So if you want a very comfortable, collectible classic that really is fast and comfortable, I think this S-Class is the one to have. So guys, we actually finished this absolutely amazing project, this 450 SEL 6.9, and I really loved this project, and I hope even more of these kind of projects come to us, spread the word, and we get even more of these amazing cars. I really hope you liked this video. Please leave a comment and like this video, and I hope to see you next week for a new video. Goodbye.